Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? It's Valentine's Day. Didn't you guys know? It's Valentine's. Is no one aware of this phenomenon? Happy lonely Valentine's Day, boys. See yous in a gym. See yous in a gym, fellas. I'm really worried about my microphone here. It will be burned if I maintain it in said position. Bro's trying to get freaky with chat. Take off the shirt for subs. No. John Jonesborough biting his lip. Okay, looking good, piggy. Oink, oink. Just a cold, lonely... Just a cold, lonely Valentine's Eve. How much a strip? I'm not stripping. Spin the black? I don't know. Thank you for the £2. People forget, man. Merch when? Chat, do you think I could logically own the term people forget, man? I know trademark-wise, I'm not going to do some shit like that, obviously, but I think that's mine. When I see people forget, man, I know they're quoting an MMA guru thing about Joe Rogan. I know Joe Rogan says it, but I think that's my thing. People forget, man. Whenever I see people forget, man, I think there's an MMA guru viewer right there. We popularized that one. Our community. And now I've said we and our community, chat will agree with me because I've included them rather than just it being me. Saw you in public. You parted the crowd with your gentleman's fupa. Okay. Thoughts on Strickland's coach drama? Yeah, it's kind of, you know what? Yeah, if I was an MMA fighter, sorry, I don't want my coach going on podcasts after a loss and doing a media tour, telling everyone why and how they feel about it. In all honesty, coaches should never be interviewed. Like, can we be real? Why are you on there dishing fucking game plans and strategy and what you've been working on? And I've never understood the whole coaches getting interviewed thing. Like, shut up and try and hold pads. You know what I mean? But I do agree with the coach. Strickland needed to do more. But he was being beaten up. Fighters have lost fights before and been beaten up for a decision lost before. It's part of the game. It happens every weekend. So I don't know why everyone's acting like Strickland's the first fighter to lose a decision and not look the best because they got beaten up.
I just wanted to make you friend. I just wanted to be friends with you.
Big Guru, what's up, Lord Raiden? Why was Costa and Orban just bullying you, buddy? It was just how it is, isn't it, man? That was the funny thing to do. Thank you for the $2. It's all right, Orban. Just make fun of me for the first 5 minutes of my great Paulo Costa interaction that's been 7 years in the making. I don't think he understood how big of a deal it was for me. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. I honestly think a Kevin interview would be your best. You can get an actual back and forth without having to troll by just asking him the right questions. I could do that, or I could start the interview with Kevin Holland, put this on my head immediately and say, but do you know what a 4570 is? Come on the podcast. Big guy. Come to London. Don't know what a 4570 is? Really? Right. All right. That's what I also could do. So, yes, I could have a really serious interview, but I could also sit here like Kevin Holland and then see if he goes along with like a 4570 joke about don't know your caliber. Big guy, right? Don't know your caliber? 4570? You don't know what a 4570 is. Right. All right. That makes me mad. So I could do that instead. I'd rather not do a serious impression with Kevin Holland. Who most likely retires unbeaten, Ilya or Hamzat? Oof. Ilya. Why Ilya? Why do I feel Ilya? I feel like Chimaev will challenge himself too much eventually. Whereas Ilya, the Makhachev, other than the Makhachev fight, he might just clean up shop around those weight classes. But it's just the gamble is the Makhachev fight. But with Chimaev, I can see a lot of gambles coming up. I don't know. It's difficult to say. But I didn't Ilya say he wants to be done at like 28 or some shit? So maybe that'll be why. DC's surprised reaction to Chael is gift-worthy. Dude, DC wanted Chael to trash me along with him, and that's the only reason DC brought me up on the show. You know? Thank you for the $5, Daniel Cormier. Any chance you watched MMA Che's reaction to your and my beef. I kind of got body bagged. I didn't know MMA Che had such vitriol and hatred towards DC. I've grown a new level of respect for him. I didn't know Che was capable of that level of hatred. I'm impressed. Long time. I saw Lucas Tracy jumped in to defend me as well. You know what, chat? It actually got me a bit emotional. No, it actually got me kind of like wholesome. It got me Daniel Cormier gif smiling at my phone when I was watching everyone rally to my aid on YouTube. Was my reaction to Forrest Griffin on the Jaxxon pod? He looks like Brian Battle. I did notice that, to be fair. I have noticed that over time. What did Forrest Griffin do on the Jaxxon pod? I'm kind of worried to put my earphone in because it's a wire that I can yank and topple things over with. I farted. Mr. Guru, I don't feel so good. You're good. Please watch the first few minutes of Forrest on Jaxxon's podcast. Okay, then. I guess I'll check it out. What am I looking up? Oh, I can't watch the first few minutes of Forrest Griffin on the Rampage pod. But I guess you know what it is? He's trying to be so outlandish. He's been paid by Bear to be so outlandish that it makes all of the comments about him instead of Bear being a fucking absolute fucking worm in the latest episode. Forrest Griffin. I don't know, man.
All right, give me 5 minutes. I want 5 minutes. I want to do a little thought experiment. And I think if I can pull this off, we'll all be on the same page.
Okay.
I think, all right, so real question. Do you ever think when you meet a pale skin like myself that
pale skin?
I'm not really white.
Okay, pale skin.
I'm kind of pinkish. Like,
I didn't hear what you said, pale skin.
Like if a pig
What's
got
this
a
Forrest
sunburn,
Griffin
that's
thing?
kind of what I look like. Not by choice, but you get what you get.
Yeah. Same color as the pussy. In your face, like that. That's
yeah. No, that is. That's just me being old.
Pale
and
skin like myself.
So, serious question. Do you ever think people that
What
look
is
like
Forrest
me
Griffin
did
doing on the
horrible
podcast?
shit to people that look like
I'll
you
be back
for
to you guys
hundreds
soon.
of years?
Forrest
Do I
Griffin's
think about
going
that?
Yeah.
in a
Is it-
weird direction.
It's
here.
true, but I don't think about it.
Okay. So I do realize that. Like you talk about generational trauma, shit like that. I realize that, fuck, I'm about as white as they come, right? People that look like me did horrible shit in even under color of law to people that look like you. I realize that. And so for me, there's a guy like
What the fuck is going on Jackson's podcast? The next episode after the Bryce Mitchell one gets taken down, and Forrest Griffin's on there apologizing for being white because of all of the things that he's done over the past few hundred years. That's the way they start the very next episode after the Bryce one gets taken down. Forrest Griffin's on there saying a pale skin. I don't like to call myself white because I'm not. I'm really pink. It's pale skin really is what I am. I'm just pale. And then he starts saying he apologizes for being white and he acknowledges the hundreds of years of generational trauma. What the fuck is Forrest Griffin doing? The next episode after the Bryce Mitchell one. The first few minutes is Forrest Griffin apologizing. Brother, it's all right though. That's the direction they're taking the podcast in, is what it is, isn't it? I don't know what's going on with Rampage. I feel like the jig is up. Like people, like they've realized I'm just gonna move on, man. I'm gonna do a video on it now. That's inspired me to make a video. Yes, Rampage is a cool dude. Handled Forrest's dog shit well. That wasn't Rampage's fault. I feel like Rampage has been not grandfathered in, but he's kind of stuck now where he's probably looking at things going on around him and being like, wait, what? We can't joke about? You know what I mean? It's kind of a weird one. They've got Rampage and now he's kind of stuck. Fucking Dagestani of you, brother. Your take on Bear from Jaxxon podcast getting roasted on every post since the Bryce Mitchell episode. To be fair, they were roasting him on every post up until about a few episodes before the Bryce Mitchell episode. You know? Thank you for the 80 pence, Miguel Cheers, son. Gonna make a video on Rampage getting mad at Smith. I'll do a whole video on them taking down the Bryce thing and talking about the Smith drama and also talking about what Forrest Griffin just fucking did for the first few minutes of the podcast. What the fuck? Thank you very much for the 2. New light and different shirt. I don't want Rampage to get anyone else like this whole Jaxxon podcast drama. I don't want Rampage to suffer in any way. You know what I mean? I want to make that clear when I do the video. Don't watch all the Jaxxon podcasts. What did Forrest do? He came on and apologized for being white for about 5 minutes. And apologized for all the generational trauma to Rampage. Dude, white guys with small dicks, I'm just going to be real. It's a you problem. Stop putting that on. Oh, white guys, am I right? No, this is a you problem. Stop lumping us all in and speaking on behalf of us. You F words. You know what I'm saying? Ranked top 5 Eastern European countries. Did you see what Rampage said to Anthony Smith? I did see that, yeah. Just watch 25 seconds of Forrest. What the fuck was that? Whites above 35 have been brainwashed into thinking history started 400. I don't know, man. It's like a fucking grand problem that white people are having these days where they're just lashing out about their shortcomings genetically, I guess. I don't know how to fucking describe it, man. And Salt MMA Central to bring back the intro, please. You want me to fucking terminate your channel, do you?